Hello, this is my summer onion, winter onion timeline that I use here at Homegrown Veg in the UK. We're now in February, which is the last winter month in the UK, and if we're following this timeline, we should be dropping down this column here, February. Okay, so what you see in green relates to summer onions. What you see in this light blue colour relates to winter onions. That's the timeline. Okay, summer onions, winter onions. January, February are two of our winter months. The third winter month was December. We then come into the spring of the year, March, April, May. Summer of the year, June, July, August. Winter of the year, September, October, November. And we're going to winter again, start again. We go around the loop. Okay. Let me just go along how we grow our summer onions and compare that with what's happening with winter onions. Okay, so in February we sow our summer onions indoors. Okay, January, February, sow our summer onions indoors. Now, depending on where you garden in the world, that may want to be moved slightly forward or slightly back. It's all to do with the growing window, the window of opportunity to grow anything. And we primarily grow our vegetable crops in the UK in the summer months and the spring months. Autumn tends to get too cold, and winter definitely is too cold for most vegetables. So spring and summer are the months, the growing months in the UK. Okay, so we're in February, and we should have sowed some onions indoors by now. Okay, we should have some onions in store that we grew last year, and we should be eating some onions. If we go right down into the winter onions, we should be growing some winter onions in February of the year. Okay, I'll come back to February, but let's go across this timeline in summer, in winter, spring, summer, autumn, winter, because that's the direction we're heading in right now. So we've sowed the onion seeds indoors. Okay, let me just show you this. Okay, I hope you can get that. I'm not too sure that you can. These are my onions. It's an onion called Ailsa Craig. Ailsa Craig has two sowing dates. This sowing date is for summer onions, and there is also a sowing date for winter onions. These are my Ailsa Craig, and I have a lot more of these, by the way. Okay, so we've sown some onions. Right. So that takes care of that. Sow onions indoors, store onions and eat onions. These are the onions that were grown last year and put into store. We've been eating them. Take a look at these guys. Come on, if you're not impressed, you should be. These onions have been in store in my garage for 4 to 5 months. Look at them. They're as big as my hand, they're enormous. Ailsa Craig. Now, I originally put 60 onions in store in September, and I think these are the last 5. There may be another one on the veg rack, I'm not too sure. So we're down to our last half a dozen onions from 60 that went to store, and I didn't lose a single onion. And these onions have simply been stored in a cold garage in some plastic crates, mainly in the dark, but of course when the garage doors open in the light. But yeah, a dark cold garage, and we managed to keep them in store 4 to 5 months. That's good, isn't it? That's Ailsa Craig. Okay. So, there we are. Right. So we've sown some onions. We're in February. We've got some in store. We're actually eating them. And we've got some winter onions in the raised bed. We'll go out there now and have a look at those onions, and then we'll go along this this timeline together. These are my winter onions. They've stood through most of the winter now. I've protected them as best I can with some windbreaks, anything that I can stop the wind blowing them over. Won't be long we move into the spring of the year. Hopefully the weather will warm up. These guys will start to kick on then. But hey, let me show you this. I brought this one from indoors. This is one of those onions that I grew last year. It's in store. Can you imagine these onions in 7 months' time looking like this? Hey, what do you think? Can you imagine it? Do you think those onions will make big bulb onions like that in the next 7 months? Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Stick with homegrown veg, because in 6 to 7 months we'll harvest these guys, and then we'll have the answer, won't we? Look at that. That's an absolute beaut. Been in store 4 to 5 months. Look at it, it's solid, absolutely solid. Okay, let's go back indoors. Okay, right, we're back indoors now. So where were we? Let me just think. Right, okay, so you've seen these onions that I've sown this year. You've seen the ones I've got in store from last year. As we move through into the spring of the year, which is March, April, May, we'll start to harden onions off outdoors. So these onions will be a bit bigger by then. We'll take them outdoors and we'll harden them off. Now you, depending on where you're gardening, you might want to move that slightly forward or slightly back in the year. It's entirely up to you, and it's weather dependent, isn't it? Okay. We might still have some onions still in store, and we might still be eating onions. That's the 5 or 6 onions I've just shown you. And as we move through the spring of the year, okay, about May, we can plant these guys out. So these onions we'll be planting out in May, there or thereabouts. So we plant it out in May, and we'll grow through May, June, July, August. We'll grow through the last of the spring month and the 3 summer months in the raised bed. And by September, we should be ready to harvest those onions. Once we've harvested the onions, we'll dry them out and move them into store. And we store them through the last couple of autumn months and through winter. Store and eat, store and eat. And we're right back round to January, February again. So that's the summer onion. That's the summer onion timeline. Right, let's get on to this winter onion timeline. Okay, so you've seen these guys in the raised bed, they're growing in the raised bed. We actually sowed these guys, let's start at the start. We sowed them in August indoors. Okay. Which was the last of our summer months. Early in the autumn of the year, we hardened the plants off by moving them outdoors. Okay. And then when they were big enough, we planted them. Is this falling down? It is. Get up there. We planted them. Okay, we planted them out and we grew them through October, November, December, January, we're into February, and we'll keep growing them on through March, April, May, June and July, and we'll harvest those in August. And we'll start eating those in August. Okay, so we'll be eating our winter month. Get up there! Hold on, I need an adjustment. It's all high-tech stuff here at Homegrown Veg, as you've noticed. Right, where we at? Oh yeah, so we'll harvest the winter onions in about August of the year, put them into store, but we'll start eating them as well. So we'll store and eat winter onions, just as we stored and we ate summer onions. How's that? You fancy having a go at this? Summer onions, winter onions. Well, this is how I do it and it seems to work. If you've enjoyed this little video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I'm going to put a couple of thumbnails on the end of the video that'll show you some more onion growing video. Okay, so this is Homegrown Veg, signing out.